something went on here, something went on there.
This time on TNT.
It's all Caladyanity as we celebrate this country's most amazing women.
I play my top 5 Fuck It, I'm Getting Up jams.
And we'll play a game called Avril or Alanis. Who said it? That's all coming up right now on TNT.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hi, Jeremy Taggart. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and it's a wonderful day. It's a little bit warmer. I don't know if you've noticed that it's actually gotten plus in the parts here
it's
in the
above
GTA.
0 degrees, and it feels balmy. I've never had the urge to be that guy running around in shorts. But after a few weeks of minus 30, I'll take a minus 3.
Yeah, I am loving life as we speak. I went outside yesterday and just kind of burrowed around the neighborhood in the nice air, bud.
There's no greater feeling, we've both lived in warmer climates, and I don't know if it's because I was raised Catholic-ish, but the feeling of knowing that you've earned the first warm spring day because you suffered long enough through the winter, that's a pretty great feeling.
It really is.
And the time change, too, when we go to daylight savings and it's light till almost 7, that's a big deal.
It really, it just makes you feel like you're living again.
Yes.
The winter is night and you're waking up. Now you're okay.
Yes. So welcome to this. Is this 32?
32.
Welcome
What's
to this
32?
32nd edition of Taggart and Torrens. Very happy that you're out for a rip with us. A woman sent a message to me that said, her name's Livil, Livil, @Livil is her handle. Caladyanity is a sausage party. I love the show, but include more lady-anity. We are Canadian, too. She's right. First of all, she's right. Second of all,
absolutely.
Second of all, Sunday was International Women's Day, so it feels kind of timely, although it feels kind of strangely redundant and a little sad that we still have a need for such a day when every day should be Equality Day,
I just like the way that Caladyanity sounds.
Caladyanity. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about Caladyanity, starting right off the bat with the fact that Livil is our bod of the week. And some folks, often women, write and say things like, we're lady bods, or don't forget gal bods, or girl bods, or whatever. We've decided that a bod is a bod is a bod is a bod. They're not bodettes in the spirit of equality. It's just a bod. Just being a couple bods.
And it's kind of interesting, but this doesn't mean that you can smack us in the face and we'll throw you a T-shirt, because this is a little bit what it is, because she kind of came at us with the Sausage Fest line.
Yeah, but I dig it.
Understanding, but that doesn't mean we're opening the door to offensive fruits.
Right. Like, hey, I'm a Virgo. You guys never talk about Virgos. Can I have a T-shirt? But
it's like the... Yeah,
I genuinely don't think she was fishing for a T-shirt. I think she was genuinely saying, hey, come on, fly the flag a little bit.
She's not, but people do like those T-shirts, I tell you.
She obviously didn't hear twain or twin, because that was the Caladyanity.
Or the Celine Dion, remember that was part of the...
Poem Sand.
Yeah. That was a classic.
In any event, we've decided to shine a light on, in the spirit of International Women's Day, some of our favorite all-time Caladyanity women. Yes. And there are a lot.
There are.
It's hard to pick one woman that best exemplifies what it means to be Canadian. But we gave each other the challenge of doing that in the spirit of shining a light on Caladyanity. Who did you pick?
Well, I mean, obviously there's ones that you really know that are in your family, and obviously my mom is huge in my life, and I'm sure the same with you.
Yeah.
There's a feeling that you get, and obviously I wouldn't know Canada without my mom's perspective and her idea of what being Canadian is, or just being a person, period. So my mom first and foremost, but for
bod of the week for life goes without saying.
for sure. But for the Caladyanity of understanding, of knowing somebody, for seeing them and growing up with them, I have to give it to Katherine O'Hara.
Wow.
Because being a student of SCTV and growing up with that show and admiring it so much, and all of the cast members and the way it was made, and just the depth of like how good it was when they were up in Edmonton, and the writing that they did, and just the level that they got to. And she was a huge part of that, and it's stood the test of time. And she's obviously gone on to do great films. She was in all those Christopher Guest movies that are awesome, like Waiting for Guffman and Best in Show. Those are great, and obviously the Home Alone movies. And so she's in kind of a lot of people's hearts as well as just that person in TV. But for me, she kind of exemplifies the idea of being Canadian, because she's on TV now on that CBC Schitt's Creek. I believe that follows the award-winning Mr. D, doesn't it not, Mr.
We're back.
Torrens?
We're back for a 5th season.
And you got a fresh refresh.
Which was great. It's great. Also, I'm hoping that I can rent my trailers out to the Mr. D television program.
That would be swank.
Would be great, because I've been dealing in vinyl. I bought new couches at Leon's because some of the couches that were in some of these trailers, like if you shone a black light on them, like a CSI episode, it would reveal, a couple decades of unfortunate choices.
Do you have any of those like classic, like, oh my God, someone's getting it going in the trailer where you can share it?
Apparently, it's happened. Apparently. This is the best, and I'm not going to say who, because it kind of doesn't matter.
And this is the kind of stuff that people listen to this show for. It's the good stuff. So it doesn't have to be like blowing up somebody. It's just enjoying the tale. No,
the thing that's funny about this is not who it involved, but rather how it came about. I was working on a television program mentioned on the show moments ago. We had a guest actor in for a couple of days. There was a buzz between this actor and one of the women that worked on set. Allegedly. This is how it went down. Yeah. There are lots of prying eyes everywhere. In particular on this show, kids are on set all the time and stuff, so it's hard to kind of be discreet about adult feelings and general friskiness. So apparently the way it actually went down was post-lunch. Does anyone have any dental floss? I have some in my trailer. Cool, can I borrow some? Gone. Door shut.
Okay.
They were trying to get from like opening volley and kind of tension to how can we close this deal? Dental floss was apparently the code, yeah. Do you have any dental floss I can... Sure, I have... Okay.
And then it's if the trailer is a knocking, don't come a knocking.
Yep. I've also worked on a show where allegedly... some folks got frisky in the woods during lunch. I mean, the Banff Television Festival, if you believe what you hear, they had a barbecue for years that was like where people made bad decisions in the woods. I've never witnessed any of this stuff, but that's what they tell you.
Well, you get people partying in the woods, and
Jeremy,
it's a nice night.
This is our Caladyanity spectacular. We're talking about people having intimate relations in the forest. Things have gone totally awry.
I don't know how we got there, but...
all that to say, I bought new couches and they're Scotch guarded.
Who's your Caladyanity bod of the century?
Let's take just a moment to point out some of the incredible women who have accomplished firsts in this country. If you don't know these names, you should Google them. Or better yet, read them, or go see them at a sporting event. Buy a painting of theirs. Go see them speak. Laura Secord.
Oh, good one.
Roberta Bondar.
Nice.
Kim Campbell, first female prime minister in Canada. Alice Munro, Margaret Atwood, Anne Murray, Eugenie Bouchard. This is the problem. You open this can of worms, and all of a sudden you're leaving people out. But these are just some of the people of note.
Barbara Frum. There's a big one.
Lisa Laflamme, to that end. Barbara Frum, I guess Barbara Frum was technically the first female anchor of a Canadian newscast, but that was the Journal, not the National. So I think Lisa Laflamme might be the first full-time Caladyanity news anchor. Clara Hughes, using her celebrity to raise awareness for mental health issues. Christine Sinclair, of course. Sally Armstrong, of course. But my... Caladyanity all-time bod feels trite somehow to use the word bod in this context. 9 years before Rosa Parks made her courageous decision on the bus in the United States. There was a woman in Nova Scotia named Viola Desmond. She was African Canadian, and she challenged racial segregation at a film theater in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, not far away from me. She refused to leave a whites-only area and was convicted of, I guess they had a minor tax violation that they used to enforce segregation. But that was a turning point in Nova Scotian history, in Canadian history, in Black Canadian history, in feminist Canadian history. And the thing that I dig about it the most is, people often ask themselves if a small act can trigger a wave of change. There is a prime example, Viola Desmond, of one seemingly, in the big picture, relatively insignificant act, speaking volumes. And imagine, though we can't, the amount of courage it would have taken to do something like that at that time in that place. Like, you can almost imagine her heart beating out of her chest, but she stood up for what wasn't right and made a difference. So Viola Desmond, though it's hard to pick just one, that's the one who's in my thoughts today, and that's the one I wanted to share.
Solid. Great buds right there, I gotta say.
Great buds right there. So we have lots to get to on the show. We're going to play a game called Avril or Alanis in the spirit of Caladyanity. I'm going to read a quote, and you have to say whether it was Avril or Alanis.
Yes.
And we have your top 5 I'll Get Up jams.
Yes, the top 5, of course, these would be the songs that says the "fuck it, I'm getting up" songs, and the ones where the last person you would think is up off their ass and dancing, where you're think it's a ghost. It's such a bizarre situation to see. Yeah,
it's the Holy Frig Amandas. That's what we call it.
Yes.
Holy Frig Amanda, Kenny's dancing, come watch.
Yes, and we're gonna have fun with that idea on each song too.
Do we get to say Holy Frig Amanda each time?
No, you gotta change it up.
Okay.
It's got to be different scenarios with that same thing in mind, where this person is up and it's like, oh my God, seriously?
Wait, do you say scenario?
Yeah.
You don't say scenario?
I say scenario for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, is that scenario?
Do you know what I was talking to somebody about this morning?
That's a good one, though, to point that out.
Oh, you were on the call. Remember when Swiss Chalet switched?
Yeah.
Remember when they switched from Toblerone to Lindor balls? They lost me.
What do you mean? Like you didn't go in there anymore?
I didn't get the festive special for a long time because I was firmly in Camp Toblerone.
But how many times would you get the festive special? Really?
7.
You go there year? Plenty? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
you go there like once a month at least? Twice a month?
They usually roll out the festive special like mid-November. So I'd probably drill 7 quarter chickens between mid-November and
New Year's.
New
Year's. Because that's probably one of the biggest games in town in Truro, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty big game.
Like, that's got to be a big roll.
It's a big roll. There's
like, what are the options in Truro? Like, for you, so, like, if you're like, okay, because you can't go to the nice place with the family. You don't want to make a big scene.
I'm going to tell you something. The Holiday Inn in Truro has they have a restaurant called Bistro on Prince. And they have a lounge, and the lounge has a TV. And if you get there early enough, which we do, like for the Blue Hair special at 5 o'clock.
This is unbelievable.
We can sit beside the TV, and depending on who's working, they'll give us the remote so we can tee up some treehouse. And it feels like a date for me and Mama Bear while the kids are watching TV.
If you can deal with the pool cleaning smell because it's a little early on a Sunday.
No, I'm going to tell you, if you want to know the one rub about the Holiday Inn in Truro, it's a lovely hotel. It really is. The one rub is they have a saltwater pool without a heater in it.
Ah.
So we were going to the pool a few years ago, but it's like a March of the Penguins.
Chilly.
Yeah.
Really chilly.
But the food is good. I mean, do you guys go on family dates? It's even a weird phrase.
Yeah. You have to go to a place that's family friendly that can accept it, and if you can go to the right place that's like ready for that stuff, and I've been to the ones, the type of, like, I think in Pembroke there was the Best Western there, and there was a good restaurant there, and it had like right beside the pool and the games, or you hang out before. But for me in in the GTA, there's Frankie Tomatoes. That's the spot with the family.
Is it?
It is out of control because it's good, fresh buffet style food, but it's just fun for the kids and the food. I think because the quality of the food is good. That's everything.
Man, that's hard to find at a family place.
Yeah. Yes.
Are people chucking rolls around at Frankie Tomatoes?
What's that?
Are people chucking rolls around?
No, it's a little more subdued. I think because there's an element of fun, the way it's laid out and it's so busy, kids don't have the opportunity to fuck around.
I think the benchmark,
especially
of
if you say it like
restaurants-
that to your kids, if you say stop fucking around.
I think the benchmark of family restaurants for kids is, does everybody file out of the kitchen going, hey, Junior, it's your birthday, but is it? Like, is it one of those?
No, I see that can't handle that stuff.
Same.
That just drives me insane. Just make it like packed and lots of options and just make it good food and people will come.
And bring the crayons.
Sure, yeah. Fire the crayons, make it like the tablecloths, like it's okay to spill stuff on, but that's not the problem because sometimes you see a place and it's like Chuck E. Cheese or something.
All right, we're doing this. Let's talk about server pet peeves. And let me preface it by saying I've been a server. I get it. It's not fun. Some folks are excellent at it. Some folks need some work. It's a hard, thankless job. Having said all that, here are a few of my pet peeves when it comes to servers.
Okay.
Inclusive pronouns. Are we still picking, are we? We're not all eating. That's the first one. Did we save room for dessert? Did we? That's one.
Oh,
the second one is, if you and I are eating together, don't take your plate if you're done because I'm still eating and it makes me feel like it's a race.
Yes.
Right? Should leave your plate on the table until you're finished.
Yeah.
Technically, if you put your fork and knife at 25 after 5 on the clock scale on your plate, that's international code for I finished with my meal.
You know what I can also do without?
What?
And I'm I'm a social person and love people and love talking, but I don't need a handshake.
No.
And I don't need you sitting down at the table because that's just annoying. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, and, a lot of servers are young folks and they don't have families, but you know as well as I do, the moment you sit down, the clock is ticking until the wheels are going to come off the bus. So we don't want to have a drink and we don't want to look at the menu and we don't want to take our time. Like, can you get some craft dinner and some garlic fingers here as fast as you can? Yeah.
And we're just talking about the bad situations. This doesn't happen all the time. But you see sometimes servers who are trying to do too much and they think that, like, being your friend is part of it, where it's not. Sometimes the best service in the world is the fly on the wall. Don't know you're there, but obviously there's, if there is chatter, then let the person sitting down start it. Don't switch it around.
Well, and I've said before, the worse the service, the more I am apt to over-tip pensate because I assume that no one else is tipping them. And I say this with affection and fondness, but I think if you want to be a good server, it really helps if you have high EQ and you can feel like, oh, okay, these folks are in a rush, so I'm going to at least make it look like I'm going as fast as I can. Anyway, all that to say, all those places with a normal guy's name followed by a kooky last name, like Jack Gugliano's, that's where you have to go, I guess.
Yeah, well, or a place that has like a history of being good.
Right.
All you got to do is a little research, bud.
It's true, bud. It is
Next thing you know, you'll be just burling down a big bag of chicken wings at the old Frankie Tomatoes.
I like seeing servers burling around, though. That makes you feel like they're on top of it.
That's right, it is. Hey, let's take a quick break and then hit the top 5.
Why didn't we call our Christmas spectacular our festive special?
Oh, next year. That's what we do. We just got early ideas.
Yesterday was the first day in the Trailer Park Boys writers' room, and we were talking about the possibility of having a few chalets, and I pondered as to whether there would be legal implications if we called them Swiss chalets. Like, could Swiss Chalet actually come after us if it was like, oh, where's Bubbles? He's over by the Swiss chalets. They don't own the concept of a chalet that looks like it's in Switzerland.
I can't see them caring at all, and other than the good, beautiful fun of it, because you're you're promoting it in a great way.
Before we take a break,
Just
what's your
doing
go-to order at Swiss Chalet? Let me hear it. I'm at the
that.
drive-thru.
Quarter white fries, Bambo bingo.
Quarter white fries?
Quarter white chicken dinner with fries.
And do you want your white or whole wheat roll?
I don't care.
Really?
Just fire it in there and hurry up.
Huh.
We're going to Swiss Chalet. I don't care about white or freaking whole wheat. We know it's in that sauce.
Do you ever get pie?
Not really, no.
I've mentioned
You
this
get
on
the
the show
pies?
before too. My friend Ratty.
You like the pies at the Swiss Chalet? I've heard they're pretty good, eh?
Yeah, pumpkin pie's not bad. My friend Ratty worked at Swiss Chalet, and during the training, they tell you to nod when you're offering dessert. You want some pecan pie with that, bud? And you're nodding your head yes, so that the person who's sitting in the chair will say, yeah, yes, I do.
What do you mean? That's like some con?
Yeah.
To getting people to order
It's
pie?
a Swiss Chalet training con.
What is it again? You got to nod.
You got to
when
nod
you're-
while you're saying it. Would you like some pecan pie with that? Yes,
my
I
God.
would.
Look, yeah, why wouldn't
It's
I?
the Swiss Chalet mind meld, bud. We'll take a break on TNT and be right back on our Caladyanity Spectacular. Don't go away.
Where's my beer chair? And we're back.
Welcome back to our Caladyanity Spectacular. How about Joni Mitchell?
Yes.
Sylvia Tyson?
Wonderful. See,
And
yeah, you could
You
go
can't
on all
overlook,
day
like,
with music.
honestly, Celine, Shania, Avril, Alanis, Sarah McLachlan, Jan Arden. Like, there are some spectacular Canadian musicians.
Yes, 100%. And but now, since last week with the Jan Arden, I just can't stop thinking about those awesome lyrics,
Well,
which were spectacular. And
spectacular.
the way it started to word into the how upset she was on paper, it actually just sounds like you just start kind of raging in a sense with the goddamn and all that stuff.
You know, what is your moment of frustration go-to
Word?
under your breath swear? Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Every time.
Is it?
Just fuck sakes. Holy fuck. What? Oh, fuck me. I am fucked. Always F-bombs.
You can really come aboard it, too.
Yeah.
Mine is often, God damn it.
Really? Like
Yeah.
if you're in a... Like if you really get, like, fall down or something, that's
Yeah.
what you say?
Yeah.
Really?
God
Holy
damn it. Because it's funny. It makes me laugh. My wife has been known to say, nuts.
Really?
Yep.
Come on. What if
that's
you
her
were
swear.
like... If, like, a tree fell on your house?
Something
God damn it.
happened.
Really? Huh?
I went to the registry of motor vehicles. And
Come
I
on,
went...
no, seriously, Jonathan, a tree just falls on your house and breaks the top floor. Like 50 grand in damage. You
God
throw
damn
out
it.
God damn it. Really? God
Yeah.
damn it. Come on. No way. You say fuck for sure.
Maybe a frig sakes.
No chance. What are you, Ned Flanders? Like, seriously? Come on, man.
Ah, shoot.
No way. Like, how can you be, like, you come out so emotively when you're J-Rock and that, like, harsh vernacular and then
Yeah,
just
but the
say,
truth
like,
is,
"God damn
it's
it."
not harsh. Mathk isn't the word.
What?
By dictionary definition, mathk isn't a word. What up, mathk? It's not even a word. I think that's why I got to say so
Are
many of
you
them.
saying you don't swear ever as J-Rock?
No, of course I do.
Well, that's
But-
what I mean.
But I don't think swearing itself is funny.
No, but it's
Like-
emotion, like when it just,
But
I don't
Ricky
think it's
saying
funny either.
refuculate is funny.
It's honest though. If it comes out honest and you don't even, you're just using it as a 1 to 10 being an F-bomb as what you mean.
I can tell you, Carol's never heard me say the F word.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I guess it's just also the Glaswegian speech that my father brought into our household growing up. The Glasgow F-bombs, the Mary Hill fuck fest. That is Mary Hill.
Really? Like, what were
Yeah.
his FPMs?
Huh?
What were his Fs per minute?
Every sentence, like you know, Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Like how, like worse than that. He couldn't be stopped. And then
So
I
what would
guess
happen
it's-
if you said it?
Nothing, because it's just it's so out there. I think it's the realization of what the word is. Maybe it's more even in Britain. It's just that they don't get so concerned about swear words. It doesn't.
Right.
It's not that. If you just, it's just a word. So like they don't care.
English dudes use the C word as a term of endearment, and that's shocking.
They throw the C word around like it's nothing, man. Like I was on tour once, and I think Ash, this great British band, and the drummer from Ash just kept saying the C word like it was no big deal. And our tour manager at the time couldn't deal with it. He was like, man, I can't handle that when he calls me that, because he'd be like, hey, aunt, you're just stupid, aunt. That's a word that still shocks me. It got to the point where our tour manager was like outside across the street on his cell phone telling me that he was going to come in and beat the guy up because he kept calling him that.
But he meant it as a term of endearment?
He said, you can't call him anymore. You can't say that to him. He doesn't understand that it's like nothing to you. You just don't throw that around at guys.
My theory is you can get away with calling anybody anything as long as you're going for the hug. If you're going for the hug, you can say, get over here, you rotten prick.
I've seen the fake version of what you're saying, though, like if you don't really mean it, and it's like that, just the hug deserves an even bigger punch if the hug is fake.
But what about the name calling going into the hug?
Well, you're just...
You stupid bastard, get over here.
Well, bastard isn't going to get anybody's back up, man.
You don't think?
No. Really? Hey, you bastard, get the hell over here. Like,
you smug bastard, get over here. As long as it ends with get over here, I think you're covered.
No, you got to throw it out an F-bomb. We got to take you to swearing lessons. Get you more, like, apt under our aggressive terms to try and get people mad. Because you can't be saying, hey, you bastard, in a car crash.
You silly goose.
He ran into the back of you. You bastard.
My mother, Susan, always said that there are more interesting, like the English language is very colorful. There are lots of words for every situation. You don't need to resort to using those.
Yeah,
so I guess you do what you know.
You know who else was like that?
Who?
Bill Cosby.
Well, it's funny because swearing gets a laugh. It really does when you do it in a stand-up setting. And you see guys that just pepper their act with swear words. Yeah. And that's what makes people laugh. In a way, it's kind of cheating.
Jerry Seinfeld was the cooler version of the clean comedy. And I understand what you're talking about. It's easier. But at the same time, swearing doesn't make it really, like, get you a laugh.
God damn it.
That won't work. That'll get you a non-laugh.
You don't find that blows up steam? God damn it.
Not at all, man. It sounds like I'm joking. It sounds like I'm pretending to be happy more than mad.
Well, I do a kind of character around the house who's a guy who doesn't know how to swear. And I guess it's not much of a stretch.
His name's Jonathan Torrens.
I do. It's kind of a Napoleon Dynamite-y.
Even when you read it last week, that was probably hard for you to swear, so you had to edit it out the second time around.
Well, you notice I did. And honestly, it's as a courtesy to my wife, because she listens to the podcast, and I don't want her to hear me saying that stuff.
So, I know, but I'm swearing like a freaking farmer out and working on all day. I'm sweating. I'm working. That's how I'm doing it. I feel bad now for swearing.
You don't have to feel bad at all.
Do I have to censor myself?
No, they're not words that she hasn't heard. It's true.
Yeah.
But I also, like, if you're sitting on a bus or in a cab or wherever and people swear every second word, it does stick out, doesn't it? Or maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, like I said, I grew up with it, so
God damn it, Jeremy.
That's like peaches
Soft.
in my ears.
Right.
Does not. If I like it, it's fine. If that's your best, then I'll take it.
Okay, since it's the Caladyanity Spectacular, and we're talking about equality, when a woman swears a lot, do you find that charming, or do you even notice, or do you find it off-putting? Swears and spits. When a woman spits and swears.
Spitting? I don't like spitting, but I don't like anybody spitting.
Right.
women can swear if they want. My wife swears sometimes.
That's the one, Rob, about, hey, there's someone at my door.
Wow,
this has never happened before. What do we do?
Doggy's going, eh?
Yeah, Henry, take 1 sec. Hang on.
This is Henry, everybody.
Would you like some egg and beans? Fuck off! You're not my mom!
Dogs were barking. I hope everything's okay there, Jonathan. Everything all right, bud?
Damn it, there was someone at my door.
Well, it must have been something bad with you being so upset. Is everything okay?
F sakes, bud. Interrupting the podcast. I do find a vigorous capital F pretty effective, too. F!
Yeah, I don't know, but you just said you don't really say that.
Yeah, but I mean just the letter.
Oh, come on. Are you serious? Oh, my God. I thought you were just saying with a swear.
F!
You're actually saying the letter gets some energy out?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, F. Like, I feel like I get more mad that I'm doing that. I feel like I'm putting a muzzle on myself.
If you're watching, effing rights is pretty awesome use of the F word.
Yeah.
And I don't mean, I'm not trying to paint a picture of a prude. I've said the word before. The word is very effective, there's no question. As I said, I like it best when it's embedded in another word, like refuculate. That's funny to me. But, So I'm effing on my way down here tonight, and the effing cab driver's like, Bod, where are you going? And I'm like, just out for a burl, Bod, F sakes. Like, I find that kind of lazy.
F sakes or the full...
No, saying the full thing.
What's
okay, let's get on.
About it?
Let's get...
It's an extra word. If anything, it's more difficult than not having it.
All right, okay.
Okay.
Let's get on to your top 5. This is the... it's the point in the evening where someone's pretty banged up. They're not typically someone you would find on the dance floor.
Yes.
But this is the jam. This is the F it, I'll go dance.
Yeah,
jam.
This is the fuck it, I'm getting up, and where everyone's like, why? You got to go take a piss, and they actually step onto the dance floor.
Right.
It kind of has to always be somebody who's banged up, because like this doesn't really happen when they're just like hanging out on a Sunday afternoon at the Holiday Inn.
Do you know, I can tell you the last time I used the F word in anger at someone.
Okay.
I was at Bubbles Mansion in Halifax.
Banged up?
Yeah.
Okay.
They used to have green bastards. Those were the shooters, and they were absinthe.
Yeah.
I'm not a very aggressive person.
No, but that'll get you lit up.
Yeah, and I probably had 4 of them.
Ooh.
And I was going to the bathroom, and it was really crowded. And I put my hand, this dude was probably like 6'4", like a big lad. And I put my hand I guess it was kind of on the small of his back to kind of push him out of the way, which is maybe maybe that's a red light touch.
Okay.
Like to just kind of shove him out of the way.
Yeah.
And he turned around and said, "What are you doing, bud?" And it was out of my mouth before I could stop it. I said, "You better pump the brakes, big truck, or you're about to get fucking smashed." And it was so unexpected for both of us that he just put his hands up and was like, sorry, bud. I went from 0 to 60 in a second, and it was the liquor talking, and I deserved to get corked in the mouth.
Yeah, no, I got banged up in Scotland one night on absinthe. I don't know where I was, but I was like feeling like I was when in Rome type thing.
Yeah.
This was 12 years ago or something, and I took like 2 or 3 shots, and I don't remember anything, but I was apparently up for like 6 or 7 hours and just like taking charge on many levels.
It's bad news bears.
Yeah.
You know, the liquor's writing checks that your body just can't cash.
Oh, yeah. I remember I had it one time after that, and I forgot that you have to light it on fire with sugar. Yeah. And I just drank it straight, and it's like the most horrendous thing to do is drink that stuff without burning.
You might as well take a pull off of Xerox.
It really, like it burns, and it's a slow burn that seems to fall like, just like, slow motion down your throat and just lasts forever, like as if you were to be chugging toothpaste or something like that. Bad. Horrifying. Horrible. Oh. Wow. Anyway.
Top 5. These are the songs that if you're banged up, you don't want to dance, this is what comes on that makes you hit the dance floor. What's the first one?
Yeah, and I would guess you'd probably be like, yeah, you had 3 or 4 absinthes. And
Green Bastards.
Let's say it's Dougie, right?
Okay, yeah.
And Dougie's a Zamboni driver, perhaps.
Oh, sure.
He's a job where he's sitting down all day and he doesn't talk much.
What town is he in? And describe the bar a little bit.
He's in Aurelia.
Of course, where 98% said yes to aspirin.
North of Toronto. And he's at a tavern downtown. Like I said, he works at the local rink on a Zamboni. He likes, modern rock. And he's had 2 or 3, like I said, absinthes. He'd never done that before. And his friends are kind of astonished because this kind of kicks in on the jukebox. And all of a sudden, Dougie is jumping off his stool, and he's getting to the dance floor. And everybody's like, holy fuck, Dougie's on the fucking dance floor, boys!
God damn it, look at Dougie.
He's fucking on the dance floor, Dougie! The fucking baseball team and the hockey team are gonna be flipping for the next 2 years, man. Dougie was fucking dancing tonight, boys. He just cannot not dance to Death from Above.
Hey, Keith, get a load of Zam Dougie.
He's just going. He's like, I could give a fuck. I am on this floor. Fuck all of y'all.
There's something special about that point in the evening, too.
Yeah.
Did you mention the band and the track name? I
said Death from Above. It was Black History Month, which is a great track from Death from Above 1979. Twosome, the gruesome twosome from the GTA, Sebi and Jesse.
Sick.
Good blokes.
Sick. What's number 4?
Okay, so number 4, same kind of thing. Maybe you want to paint a scenario of a Gordy?
Yeah?
Where's Gordy live and what does he do?
Okay, so Gordy's up in northern BC.
Yeah.
He's a lineman for the phone company.
Okay.
And he's there on a 1-year contract just to see if he likes it. He likes the line work, but he doesn't really know anybody in town yet.
Perfect. This is perfect because he likes new music too, and he's not getting enough up there.
Okay, he's a burly fella, and he's wearing the Carhartts that he got at Mark's Work Warehouse because he came here right from work. And then I'm doing this blind. I don't even know what song it is, but then this song kicks in.
This song just kind of creeps in at the local bar.
Kareen, is that Gordy from your work?
It's the new pornographer's Brill Bruisers, and he's flipping out. Because he's like, how did this come on? He might even just grab somebody and start shaking them around the dance floor, no?
I think that's Gordy. Remember the guy who came to put in our phone? Yeah, I'd recognize those mustard-colored Carhartts anywhere. That's him. How can he move like that in those Caterpillar work boots? He's burling around the dance floor, bud. He's light on his feet.
Oh, man, he's doing a lineman.
And he's wearing one of those navy coats with the yellow reflector bands.
Totally. Everybody has those on.
Yeah, everybody.
The whole bar.
It's a Northern BC tuxedo, yeah. Luggage handlers have those
They're fucking
coats.
great. You can puke all over them and nothing happens.
Oh, yeah, nothing sticks, bud. Just like Teflon. Teflon coats.
Oh, man.
That's a good one. Good for Gordy. He's getting out there. That's how you meet people, Gordy.
Yeah, he loves the new pornos.
Sure.
Loves that BC rock, bread rock. Okay, so you'll notice that at this point we have Wayner. Okay?
Yeah.
Wayner, all right. And let's say Wayner's in Bracebridge.
Okay, I have a good one.
Okay, what's Wayner doing?
I'll be the conversation at Wayner's apartment where the boys showed up to meet him, and he's not even there. He couldn't wait for them, and he started pounding drinks already, went to the bar by himself. So he was like, frig those buds, they're late.
Okay, why did he leave early? Just lost track of time?
Because it's payday, and he wants to rage. Oh. And those guys were going to come between 6 and 7, and 5 after 6, he was like, the hell with this, I'm out of here.
Why would I do... He's like, why would I do that when I can start drinking now?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's already at the bar banged up.
Okay, so wait. I'll do the front doorstep scene, and then we'll smash cut to the bar, and you kick the track in. Okay, so go ahead. Wayne? Hey, Wayne, are you in there, bud? Open up, monkey nuts. Oh, he's probably in the shower. Wayne! If only his cat Patches had opposable thumbs, he could open the door for us, bud. Wayner, don't be a prick, bud. Open her up. Holy frick, he may not even be home. Wonder where he's at.
Oh, he's at the bar, boys.
Cut to the bar.
Wayner's sitting there by himself.
Get you another one, Wayne? Bar stool. Yeah, I'll take 2 more, bud. Set 2 more down. I'll be right back. Oh, good one. Wayne, come back. You need to settle up, bud. Your credit card didn't go through. I'll be right back. Since 9.
But Wayne isn't even on his stool anymore.
He doesn't even know the words, but he knows the tune, and he knows the feeling. Something's gone flourished, dunk to my nest.
Okay, now his boys are like, what's going on, though?
You know what? Wayner's probably at the friggin' bar. They're just walking in the door of the bar now, because they figured it out, and this tune's playing.
But let's not forget he never dances.
Corey, there he is, right friggin' there. Look on the dance floor, beneath the Rothman's king size sign. That's friggin' Wayner, isn't it? I don't know, he's moving so fast I can't even tell. I didn't even know he played the tin flute. Shit.
Boys, it's Wayner!
When did Wayner learn to step dance?
That's his hair, I know his fucking hair anywhere, that's fucking Wayner.
You can't beat him, join him,
right there. He's got my shirt. Wayner's got my fucking shirt on. He's dancing a fucking fool in there.
Wayner's having a shirts off party.
Oh, Wayner.
Wayne, your wings are up, bud.
Oh man, that's a classic.
That's a classic. I'd be lying if I said I haven't ripped to that song before. That song gets me pretty fired up.
Yeah, right. I'm sure there's some East Coast numbers that are like just made for that.
Yeah.
Where you just have to get on it. Ooh,
that's a good kitchen party jam.
How about, here's another one for you. How about Guy?
Good one.
Guy?
Yeah.
Perhaps he's a ski lift operator. He's always in that booth, quiet.
Yeah.
Likes to go out, likes to have a few drinks with the boys, but just sits there, never says much, right?
He's in Saint Donat in the Laurentian Mountains.
But he also likes modern music.
Yeah.
And they know the guy, but for some reason, this track comes on in the bar, and he starts shaking. Dear Rouge.
Hey, Guy. Oi, Guy. Vas-tu là?
Fucking Guy? No fucking way. Guy's on the dance floor.
God damn it, Guy's on the dance floor.
Fucking, where's the pigs? Where's the fucking flying pigs? There's Guy. Look at him.
I need a picture of this. Hell must have frozen over, did it? Guy's on the dance floor. Something weird's going on.
Look! Fucking better chance of getting a Yeti on the camera, boys. There he is. Fucking Guy's on the floor.
What's next? A Beatles reunion? I didn't realize Guy was so bendy. Is he ever bendy? They made a circle around Guy. I'm going to slip
Great
out
band.
to the Couche-Tard and get some dirts.
Great band, Deer Rouge, from Red Deer, Alberta, originally.
I'm going to go to the Dépanneur and get a Labatt 50.
Dépanneur. All banged up. Let's go to Saint Hubert after, boys.
Nothing wrong with Saint Hubert. Saint Hubert is the French Swiss Chalet.
It is. It really is. But
bet they
Drew
still
and
give
Danielle
Toblerones.
McTaggart are in the combo that is Deer Rouge, a great band. They're actually out with the Arkells touring the country recently.
Are they a married couple or are they
They're
brother
and sister.
Wicked.
Or no, maybe they are. No, they're married. They're married. I apologize.
Well, if they're from the Maritimes, they
worse.
could be both, bud.
Oh, that's terrible. No, they're married and wonderful McTaggarts, which means we could be related.
Have you heard Fortunate Ones, by the way, from Newfoundland?
I haven't.
You should jam some of that into your sound holes.
I'm
What's number one on the top five? Holy
okay,
frig, look at them go.
This one kind of is in tribute to Caladyanity,
Okay, good one.
because this is one of my favorite jams, but I'm going to play the original written version first, and the inception and the reasoning behind said. So this is kind of a biographical top five, because we get into it. There's going to be a little chatter going on here, if you don't mind there, Jonathan.
Mine, in fact, I'd prefer it.
I hope we can hear it, those at home. This is Joni Mitchell talking about the song Woodstock.
The next song that I'm going to play is about one of these pop festivals that they've been having around the world lately. It's one that I didn't really get to go to. I'd been playing the night before in Chicago with a band, friends of mine, Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, etc., and it was their first professional appearance, and we were all kind of excited about it. And the next night we were supposed to all play in Woodstock, and I had to do a TV show the next day, so I kind of got left behind because they were having problems getting people in and getting them back out again and everything. So I stayed home in New York and I watched it on television all day and saw everybody there playing and singing, and it was really a nice festival, I guess, and from the looks of everything. And well, I wrote a little song for my friends to sing and for myself to sing as well, and it's called Woodstock. It goes like this.
So we probably wouldn't really recognize this version, but this is the original inception of it.
Cool.
I'll play it for a little bit, then I'll rip to the full bore one that we all know. She's just feeling out the riff here, then she starts to lay it down right here.
I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road, and I asked him, I said, where are you going? And this he told
Wow.
me.
And here's the other one that we all know, and this is what gets Warren off the dance floor, because we know Warren never dances, but we know he's seen Neil Young 317 times. So all of a sudden, Warren's off his chair.
Holy frig, who's that dancing with Warren? I think that's Kylie. She never dances either. They're meeting on either side of the dance floor, and just like a magnetic gravitational pull, like their pelvises are drawn to each other. Next thing you know, they're doing the lambada.
Oh. So there's the Caladyanity jam.
It's really
that
good.
Got Warren off the dance floor, or onto the dance floor, off his seat. But a little bit of Caladyanity with...
Great top five. Let's talk about Joni Mitchell for a minute. For Free is probably my favorite song of hers. First of all, because it's vocally challenging in ways that are crazy. But second of all, what I love about it is she's talking about how her life is pretty great. She played a big hall last night. She gets shuttled back and forth in a limousine, and there's a guy in the corner playing music for free. And I think when you work in the arts and you start to do okay, it's so important to remember that a lot of guys are in the trenches, grinding it out, doing it for free, doing it for the love, volunteering. And it's really important to remember just how lucky you are. And that's one of the reasons that I really dig that song. But mostly what I dig about it is Joni Mitchell's unbelievable voice and songwriting chops. And if you don't think Joni Mitchell is heavy, listen to the other dudes from that era talk about her and the impact she had and how heavy she is. That's when it really lands.
Not just that.
And the other women, of course.
She was also integral in kind of going off the map, that type of artist where it's like you never really know where she's going to go musically. But when she did put bands together or put records together, or doing records like Court and Spark or Blue, like she'd put these bands together that were just world-class insanity musicians that you normally wouldn't see in the same room, like guys like Jaco Pastorius on bass with Vinnie Colaiuta on drums, and they all Pat Metheny on guitar, just like putting all these like really interesting musicians together and creating a whole new kind of feel and genre with her music. So people don't, and not to mention how in depth a musician she is on her own guitar or whatever she's playing. She can just kill it in terms of changing tunings or bizarre tunings or putting stuff in different keys and instantaneously, just super, super musical. And that's like goes a long way, because that you only learn that stuff from work and work and work. It doesn't just come to you.
Well, a lot of those dudes followed her to Laurel Canyon, right? She was the common denominator between all those musicians, and she was able to put those unlikely folks together because they all loved and respected her so much, which is pretty rad.
Yeah, and she had that great relationship with like the integral idea of that David Geffen company and getting those artists together. You know, a lot of that stuff had to do with those relationships, and there's a lot of Canadianity involved in that, which is pretty cool.
You're not kidding. That was a seminal, pivotal time in the dawn of music. She's also hacked, 25,000 darts. Like, have you ever seen her without a dart?
Darts. Never. I don't. She just is like a dart machine.
And she also, for someone who smokes that much, she said after Gian Gomeshi came to her house to interview her, she had to smudge her house to get out the weird vibes.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she was public about that. When the Gomeshi story broke, she was like, well, yeah, I had to smudge my house to get rid of those demons.
Yikers Island.
So there you go. Caladyanity in full effect. And it's fun.
It is. Damn right it is. Well, let's take a break and then play this other game.
Looking forward to it, bud. Will you come back, Jeremy? Will you?
Oh, yeah.
God damn it. We'll be right back.
So if you're pissed like me, bitches, here's what you gotta do. Put up your middle fingers in the air. Go on, say fuck you.
Hey, we're back. And I was just dancing in my Tough Duck jacket, the Tough Duck coat. Never gets rained on, and you can party hard all night.
Do you know Carhartt pants? Do you know the brand?
I don't. It sounds Canadian as hell, though.
Yeah, there's a thing to be said about staying in your lane. Like, Mark's is trying to do kind of some fashion-y items. Because I was in there the other day to buy work gloves. And there are, like, kind of nice sweaters and stuff and, like, pants you might wear if you were taking your family out to the Holiday Inn in Truro. Yeah. But really, it was born as a place that you went to get work stuff.
They got nice socks in there.
Oh, you're not kidding.
They got those ones with the copper in them.
Yeah.
The big dollar ones, eh? They're like frickin' $28.
Well, the price of these gloves in there, they were expensive, bud, because you can get sheepskin and fire retardant and all this stuff.
Wow.
But as far as staying in your own lane goes, I was in Canadian Tire, and right by the cash, they had a hat that said sexy. It's like a baseball hat. It's a black baseball hat that says sexy, and then it was reinforced because it said sexy on the brim. And again, on the back, you know where it would be like made in Canada or some other little thing on the back, like number 15 defense or whatever? It also said sexy. So it was a black hat that said "sexy" 3 times at Canadian Tire for $7.99.
Did you buy it?
Of course.
Oh my god! Just to use it for J-Rock?
Just to have in my arsenal.
Yeah.
I don't even
it's
know
an
where it's
important
going to
item.
rear its ugly head. The Miniature Ponies had a show a couple nights ago. We opened for Jen Grant's band, Aqua Alta.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that. Not bad, Bot. I saw the Beyonce cover.
Yeah, we did Irreplaceable. It's on YouTube. So I was thinking about wearing it on stage, but then I thought, I don't know. Then I'm that guy.
Yeah.
But I think it's good to have a hat that says "sexy" lying around. But if you're going to
Just
wear
in
that, you
case.
better damn well be sexy.
Well, yeah, or it better be funny. One or the other.
The Canadian Tire in my town is going through a major renovation, and every aisle, like nothing is where it should be, but there are 30 people in red shirts who don't know where anything is.
Oh.
So that's why I was happy to find the hat that said "sexy" for $7.99. But who's a buyer for Canadian Tire? And who thinks, okay, so we'll get some more grass seed. We'll get some mouse traps. Also, we should get those sexy baseball hats.
You gotta get some of those.
And I asked the woman working behind the counter, are these flying off the shelves? And
Oh
she
my
said,
God.
no. This is the first one we've sold.
Oh man, that's a tough buy.
$7.99, bud. Hey, do you want me to get you a sexy hat at Canadian Tire?
Is there more?
Yeah, I bought the only one so far.
We should use it as our copy for the bod hat.
TNT
Use
sexy.
the same font.
It's also the puffy letters, and by the way, each letter was sewn on individually. It's not cheap, and they have pink ones with white letters that say "sexy."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, I had a big birthday. My oldest son turned 9 yesterday. And I got, we had balloons and stuff, but I got this. You ever see these big sharks?
No.
That you blow up, you get the helium, you take them to the place and get them filled with helium. And then,
No.
And then you put it some wires and shit on it, and it takes an hour and a half to put the little fins on it, but it floats, and then you have to put enough weight in the little capsule that moves up and down the belly like an actual Zeppelin, like a real Zeppelin. And so it floats around the house, this big fucking shark that looks exactly like a shark. So
I
you
want a
weight it.
shark.
Yeah, you got to get one of these things. I think I don't know if we got it at the, I don't remember where we got it, maybe Mastermind or something like that. But
What'd that set you back?
I think it was marked down big time. It was like $150 down on $70, and I think it's the reason it was marked down was because it's so hard to put together, and it's one of those things where you're like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. 2 times, you do that at 2 times before you finish this thing. It's just a guaranteed. You might even say fuck this. You might even.
But did it destroy? The kids loved it.
It's
it was great.
floating. Yeah. So it's getting to my point, I guess, is this fucking thing's just floating around the house all over the place. It goes with the current of the air conditioning of the house. So I'll be walking downstairs and it's right in front of the door, or it's upstairs in a room, or it'll just be down right. It'll come by right in front of the TV. It just kind of goes around the house it's as if it were underwater or something. It's really nuts.
It might have to disappear when the kids are at school.
Well, it's floating right in front of me right now. It's
Is it?
just kind of bumping into the computer a bit. I have to push it away, but it'll come back at some point. But it'll go to the other side of the room, through the kitchen, maybe up the stairs, but it'll hit me back in the back of the head in 20 minutes.
Where do you stand on piñatas?
I think they're cool, but I don't know why they have to make them so tough.
Yeah.
We've had 3 parties with the things, and kids are having to kill themselves with the stick to try and get the things open. I remember seeing them when I was a kid, 2-3 hits and the thing fires open, and then they all come out. Nowadays it's these stupid cardboard things that got all these corners on it. So when you hit it, it's just that part falls, and then 4 candies fall down, and there's just no point.
Well, they're also
annoying.
self-loaders now.
Yeah.
So depending on whose party it is, they might underload the candy. So then suddenly there are 10 dudes trying to dive
all
on
of a sudden,
6
all
pieces
the
of
parents
candy.
are looking around, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Underload the candy, when it's hacked open, it's clearly There's none left, and there's
Yeah.
just like sprinklings of candies on the floor.
Yeah, like, oh, a couple of Hershey's Kisses. Cool.
Yeah.
We were at a birthday party on the weekend, and the folks were using a hockey stick to whack it.
Okay.
That's
Did
pretty
it open
Canadian.
up? Was there
but
lots in there?
There was a lineup of 10, 12 kids, and everybody had a couple whacks.
Was it underloaded?
No, I would say it was suitably loaded. But
Perfect.
you have the folks that are close can dive on it and collect, and then sometimes other kids are left out. Is all.
You ever see the one kid jump in and get fired on the head because they went in or after, and another kid's swinging at it?
No,
Yeah, that's a bad one.
I bet that happens a lot.
Well, the thing is, like, it's you think, hey, let's get a piñata, and then you're like, well, how do we hold it up? So you always have like the two people holding the pole with the string in the middle.
Who wants that job?
I don't know, but I did it twice, and you're actually ducking and getting hit a little bit. It's one of those things where you're like, you got to take a couple.
That's not for
Because
me.
the kids are blindfolded and they're swinging stick with a 6-foot pole, and that's all we got. Taking a few hits.
Do you have? Do your kids have cell phones?
No, fuck no. No fucking cell phones until you're fucking 15, and that's it. I don't swear like that in the house, but I'm saying that's the way it is in my head.
I feel like that's the way too, and yet someone was telling me
Because
yesterday
there's too much contact anyway. They're supposed to be talking to us, and the thing with kids is if you give them the opportunity to do things on their own, they'll do it. You have to keep them engaged and keep being engaged with them as much as possible, and have given them a cell phone. It's just you're just saying goodbye to them.
But someone was telling me that 8 or 9-year-old on Instagram, that's kind of standard, like all their friends are, and that's what they do.
Well, that's
feels
not
young.
standard here, not here.
That feels really young.
It does.
So what do you do when your kid hits you with everybody else is doing it?
Who cares? Not a big deal. What the hell does that mean? Anything? That's just. We feel it's just too much access too early.
Yeah.
Because your kid has time on their own, and when they have a phone and the options of going and doing whatever they want, they start talking to other kids, and that's where creeps are out, and just bad communication, and next thing you know, they're just far too engaged elsewhere, and they're never here, and they're mentally not stable in the house. They're gone. They're on their phone all the time. That's
Right.
going to probably happen anyway when they're in their late teens.
But I mean, it's hard enough as an adult to be present, especially if you are a freelancer and you work hard and stuff. I like Twitter because I can customize my experience for what I ingest, and I think it's a useful tool to get information out. But I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on any of those other things because, man, it's social quicksand.
No, for sure. Especially if you start talking back and engaging, you can be on there only.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're adults and we get consumed by it. So if you're giving a kid who's 9 years old, who their brain is just getting together, they'll just start doing that themselves, and it's just they get mass consumption early, and all they want is everything to change every 5 seconds.
It was pretty telling. We had, as I told you at the time last summer, a crew barbecue for the folks that work on Mr. D, and a lot of families came and they brought their kids and stuff. And we live in the country. There's a big field. There were hay rides and saddle horses and horseshoes and like lots of stuff to do, like country fair stuff, big barbecue, ice cream stuff, like fun. Mm-hmm. And several kids over the course of the afternoon ran up to me and said, "Hey, excuse me, can you, what's your Wi-Fi password?"
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Right away. Can I get out of here?
Yeah.
They're all leaving. I remember we were playing a show when I was back in the OLP days in Chicago at the House of Blues, and it was some festival for a rock radio station, and one of the bands was Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
And he was in there with his band, and we had previously opened up for Van Halen, so we knew him. And so we went in and started talking to him, because he's affable and funny, crazy guy. And the band that he had put together at the time were older, and the drummer had like the see-through shirt on, like one of those like kind of
amazing.
I don't know what era, more 80s than 90s. But
yeah,
it was see-through, maybe 90s see-through. but it was his shirt, and he passed out. So he's like sleeping on the couch, and Sammy Hagar took offense to it, like, because they're like big rock and rollers. They're about to go on, and then one guy's asleep, and he's like, "Hey, quit leaving! That's bullshit right there. What's that bullshit? What the hell are you doing, man?
Quit
This
leaving?
is rock and roll."
That's what he called it, leaving?
Yeah.
Where's Sammy Hagar today?
He's loaded. He's so loaded. He sold his Cabo Wabo tequila to Seagram's for like $80 million or $800 million or something, and he still has a stake in it, and he's got all kinds of stuff on the go. That guy is mass loaded, man.
So he's day drinking in Cabo San Lucas right now.
Yes, probably.
Wearing board
Probably
shorts
jet ski.
and a tank top.
Yeah, that guy is like forever 17 years old. He is like the kid in what's Sean Penn's character as a kid
Right.
That's
Spicoli.
him forever. Yeah, Spicoli.
Right, and he's probably wearing a tank top that says something like David Lee Moth. And it's like David Lee Roth's face with wings.
The Moss tequila. Whatever he's shopping, he's got a big brand shirt on. Some big tap-out shirt that's in the shape of the tequila.
A tap-out shirt.
Right?
So what we're saying is Sammy Hagar won? Like, in the final analysis, Hagar won
yes.
over David Lee Roth.
I don't know. Well, I would say they're both fine. I don't know. Like, I've heard hilarious stories that, like, David Lee Roth still lives in the same house. He's always had this big palatial place, and he's just doing his thing, too. So, I don't know. I'm sure, like, in terms of the monetary, financial side of it, Sammy Hagar won more than anybody in Van Halen by a lot.
Who was the singer when you guys opened for them?
It was Sammy Hagar.
It was.
95.
And they were packing them in.
Oh, yeah, sure. Just rolling.
How did he sound doing Jump?
Started. What?
How did he sound doing Jump in Panama?
It was fine. People loved it. There was thousands and thousands of people going ape shit every night.
Yeah.
Yep. Good old Sammy. Hey, let's play that game, bud.
Okay. In the spirit of Caladyanity, I have a fondness for Alanis Morissette. I think
you do?
Yeah, I do.
Because of the You Can't Do That days, or just like the Alanis, or...
I don't know if it's the Uncle Joey of it all. I think...
Is that what it is?
I think she wrote some really good melodies. It's almost like when I was on Street Sense, it wasn't really cool, but now people are like, oh man, I watched that show, and I can look back and think, that was pretty cool. When I look back on some Alanis songs, they were certainly of a time, but what she has accomplished is unbelievable.
Yeah, millions and millions of records.
Like squillions. And she's serious by nature, but I think she certainly gives the impression that she contemplates a lot and wants to do good for the planet, and, sort of was honest about how weird the star thing was for her.
Yeah.
Right? If I look back at what I wore on Street Sense, and, I'm sure it's similar to what she wore on Too Hot. So I think she's somebody who's kind of managed to navigate the public eye in a way that I think is pretty admirable.
We when I was in OLP, opened for her back in that Jagged Little Pill tour. I remember that, like, how
and she's
big
blowing
she
out.
Was. She was insanely popular.
And did she handle that okay?
Yeah, because she was doing well, and she was good live too. She had a good live band and just toured every single corner of the world successfully.
Well, it's funny because there was a quote from her band, one of the guys in her band, Taylor Hawkins, who said everybody thought that Alanis tour was like lighting candles and kumbaya, but we were the greasiest, filthy animals, and Alanis had no idea.
Oh, they were dirty.
Yeah.
I remember.
I forget the word he used, but it was like greasy, we were
for sure.
Filthy, greasy, terrible humans.
Yeah.
All right, so we've talked about Avril Lavigne on this show before. So I'm going to read a quote, and it's with no disrespect intended, but it's just interesting how when you isolate a quote, they're very different people, but, out of context, either of them could have said this.
And the fun of it is
You have to guess
who it is.
Alanis or Avril.
There's no, yeah.
Here's the first one. You ready?
I am ready.
I have to fight to keep my image really me. I rejected some gorgeous publicity shots because they just didn't look like me. Avril or Alanis? I rejected some gorgeous publicity shots because they just didn't look like me.
I'm going to say that's Alanis.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Avril Lavigne. That is
God
Avril
damn.
Lavigne. See, it feels good, doesn't it?
Throwing Torrens worst right out just
Gee.
for losing. I'm losing in this, and I'm throwing it out. So, like, this is my one. Not really too concerning, but still upset.
Okay, let's see.
God damn.
Like animals have a 3-tier warning system. So that was your first warning.
Okay. That was Avril who said that?
Yeah. Here comes the next one. I guess what people forget sometimes is that when I write songs, I write them sometimes in about 20 minutes. I guess what people forget sometimes is that when I write songs, I write them sometimes in 20 minutes.
Well, let me think, because I would probably be one of those people who forgets that this person writes them so quickly. And I'm going to say Alanis.
You've already won me over.
Oh, there you go.
Good one.
Don't even think about the fact that she just rips them out like fucking Thomas Edison.
I love songs that are
Just firing them fucking out there like Karen Carpenter, ripping them right out.
Burling them out of her head. I love songs that are very autobiographical. Alanis or Avril?
Avril?
Incorrect.
Holy fuck, bud, I'm just sucking.
You getting angry is really the best part of this little experiment.
Have I got any yet? One. I've won.
Yeah, you got one.
1 out of 2. One and 2 wrong.
Inspiration for my music just comes from, my life experiences.
Oh my God.
Inspiration for my music just comes from, my life experiences.
That has to be Avril. That's got to be.
2 for 2, bot. That's Avril.
That's good, see?
I created punk for this day and age. Do you see Britney walking around wearing ties and singing punk? Hell no. That's what I do. I'm like a Sid Vicious for a new generation.
That's gotta be Avril there.
Yeah,
She's
bud.
talking tough.
Yeah, talking tough.
That's probably what Chad saw. He probably was intrigued by that side of her, the tough side.
If you listen to Here's to Never Growing Up, I believe it was a co-write with Chad Kroeger and Avril Lavigne. Really, the thing that I object against the most, was that a sentence? Is that she says, I'll come get you at 9:30, and then she talks about how they'll get together, like when the sun's going down, they'll be raising their cups. There's just something in the timing of the evening of the song that doesn't track. And I know that's maybe a logic thing, but that stuff drives me crazy.
Yeah, it bugs you, or the irony.
Like, I'll come pick you up at 9:30, but then later in the song, it's like, at 8 o'clock when we went out. That stuff. You have to do a logic pass.
It just drives you crazy, bud?
Yeah, it just makes me think, God damn it. All right, I didn't have high self-esteem when I was a teenager, as I think most teenagers don't.
Look what I got going here, bud. Just for no reason.
What is it?
Unless the world responds with a massive relief effort. As every day goes by.
How can we close our eyes
Gordo.
until we've opened up our hearts? Keep it going. We can learn to share and show how much we care. Right from the moment that we start, it seems like overnight we see the world in a different light. Somehow our innocence is lost. And there's another key change. Because every single day we've got to help
Let's take a break, bud.
cost. Oh, If we could bridge... Be right back on TNT. Only we can make a difference as every day goes by. Do you know, my favorite is Bridge the Distance, yeah. Mark Holmes, Platinum Blonde.
Oh,
Bridge the
man.
Distance. Hey,
I
Jeremy.
forgot how classic that was.
We can't tell the people where or when, but we can allude to the fact that we're optimistic about a live date coming up sometime in the next couple of months.
Yes.
It's
live
exciting.
date. TNT on stage live.
I think we can say TNT in TO. That much we can share.
Yes.
In conjunction with another event happening. We'll also let folks know in plenty of time so they're able to book their Via Rail tickets to come see it.
Yes. Get your Canadianity asses into the place that we're playing that we will disclose on a later date.
Very exciting, though. Very exciting,
Yes.
the possibility of doing it live. And we're just in the initial stages of putting together what the show would actually look and sound like. If you have any suggestions, let us know. One of the things we're thinking about, for example, is folks from the audience coming up on stage and trying to hit the post. That feels like it would be really fun.
Absolutely.
What are some other things you would like to see in the event that you were to come see us live in Toronto in the next couple of months? What would you like to see as part of the show? It'll obviously be a celebration of Canadianity. That much we know.
Absolutely. And we'll obviously be discussion, not just us rambling, but there will be some rambling and there will be some shedding light of music fun.
Yeah.
So we'll have a great time then, Dad.
Oh, you know we'll have a great time then. Nice talking with you, Bot.
Yeah, it was a good time this week. Thanks for the Caladyanity, and thank you all for listening. And again, Taggart and Torrens at gmail.com for anything you'd like to know. Perhaps you'd like to book us as a sponsor.
Yeah, meanwhile, Avil is our bot of the week. I will send you a direct message to find out, hopefully a medium men's t-shirt or large ladies will work for you.
Yes.
In
We'll get
the
it
meantime,
out to
we
you.
have to work on getting some more merch because it seems like the people want it. But I'm going to be honest, the shipping charges on sending out these bot of the week t-shirts, those are going to be the end of us.
It's going to be the non-bot of the tax man.
I know, $14 to ship it.
Yeah, we got to figure out something. We'll figure it out, bods.
We must ship it. Thanks for listening. Take the greatest of care. Do something nice for somebody. Just surprise them because that feels good in your heart. And we'll talk to you next week.
Have a good one, bod.
You too, body bot.
Cocktail, please.
Come back, will you?